Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For everybody who's new and watching this video for the first time, my name is Rima Shatalia and I am an expert SAT tutor and a counselor from San Francisco, now based out of Bombay. I have tutored SATs in 3 of the premium most institutes in the United States of America, namely C2 Education, Princeton Review, and Kaplan Education. I have tutored about 350 students now, 200 out of which who were paid and 150 were pro bono. And I'm doing these videos to spread awareness about SATs and all the doubts that you might have related. So, in this video, we are going to talk about the 3 strategies that will help you increase at least 200 points on your SATs. Yep, you heard that right, 200 straight points. But before we get into that part, there's one very important thing that you need to know. Even if you end up getting a 0 on your English and a 0 on your math, on your cumulative grading score, you would actually still get about 200 on English and 200 on math. Which means, technically, your fight is only for those 1200 points out of 1600 on your SAT. And using the strategies that I'm about to tell you in this video, you can literally get those additional 200 points, which means your fight is only for the 1000 points. I'm sure this has intrigued you enough, so let's get started. My number 1 strategy for SAT would be elimination. What I mean by elimination is that an SAT has 4 option choices. More often than not, very easily you can eliminate 2 option choices. For example, on an English passage, as I mentioned in my previous videos also, that you would directly never find an answer in the passage. So, if you found something which had an option choice, which referred to a particular line in the passage, then clearly that choice can be eliminated without a shadow of doubt. Because SAT test takers or test makers, so as to say, would never give you answers directly out of the passages. For something in math, for example, you're supposed to add 2 negative numbers, then your final answer can never be a positive number. So the positive choices can easily be eliminated. If you carefully know your concepts, very easily you can eliminate 2 choices, which means that you just have 2 choices to choose from. So if you understand the process of elimination, you can very easily make educated guesses, and that in retrospect will definitely help you to boost your points. My number 2 strategy for SATs to get the additional 200 points is going to be something which is known as the guess of the day. Now, a lot of students, when they are asked to guess, or you come to a point where you're supposed to guess something, you do an educated guess. However, what I know and from my understanding is, instead of going for an educated guess, you should choose as a letter of the day. Meaning, my letter of the day could be A, could be a B, could be a C, and of course could be a D. Now, if I chose my letter of the day to be B, then for every answer that I am not able to get, I would mark that question as B. I know it sounds silly because you want to go close to something that is an educated guess, but believe me, an educated guess will cause you way more points than the letter of the day. Statistics show that the students who use the strategy, which is called as the word or the letter of the day, end up scoring 50% more marks than the students who actually don't and use educated guesses. Any option that you choose, which is going to be a guess, can only stand a 25% chance. So, rather than having an educated guess and kind of not getting there, statistics prove that something which is chosen as a particular letter, that's your favorite letter, will fetch you more points. It's a strategy that is given by actually College Board itself, and highly recommend you to choose this as your optional guess strategy. But obviously your first target should be where you're actually knowing and trying to solve something before actually arriving to a point where you guess it. And my last, but the third strategy and the most important strategy is and this one specifically for English is related to the reading section in which you have paired passages. Now, my experience and in general, the kind of students that I've dealt with, their most difficult, their most painful point is a paired passage. In this kind of passages, you usually encounter two passages and questions are asked in both of these passages. I can't even tell you how many students miss points on paired passages and waste time and in retrospect don't even score anything on the previous passages. So if you're one of those students who's aiming for a 1300, a roundish score on 1600, then what I would advise as a tutor and as somebody who's taught so many students is just let go of the paired passage totally. Paired passages is close to 10 questions and it wouldn't cost you more than 100 points. That means you can still score anywhere between a 650 to a 700 point given you let go of every single question on the paired passage. I would rather take that time off that I have saved by not solving paired passages and guessing everything on the paired passage and utilize it to focus on other 4 passages and making sure that everything that I've done on those 4 passages are absolutely correct and I'm scoring at least 95% of what I have attempted there. And I could use the guess of the day strategy and at least hope that 25% of the points from paired passages are correct. And I promise you that if you approach this, you can easily score a 650-ish on English. I'm telling you with experience, with 350 students that I've taught, this helps immensely. So these are the 3 strategies that you guys can use to solve your SATs and make sure you employ them and increase your points straight away by 200, which means that now you're only fighting for 1000 points. And the way to conquer those 1000 points is practice, practice, and more of practice. And of course, the right strategies. So this is Rima signing off for this week. I am going to give you all the details at the end of this video about my channel. And if you have any doubts regarding SAT, how do you reach out to me? As for this week, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel and spread the word. If anybody needs the help of any kind, whether it's a national student or an international student, I'm here. Please write to me and hope to see you next week. Bye bye.